I guess one would say perhaps it was me just coming up from watching this docu-series on Netflix about Queen Cleopatra, why I'm doing this video. But man, this was a really, really good documentary. I would highly recommend watching it. I did not watch too many movies about Cleopatra because of so much, let's just say, interference with her appearance. But there was not much history told about her in particular in the history classes I've done over the years. So this docu-series definitely opened my eyes. I did not know these things. Thankfully, Google was at my hand and I was able to Google stuff while I was watching it. I had no clue she was like the last pharaoh. So this was really, really good. Anyways, please go watch it. And I think this kind of inspired me doing this video. Before we get into this video, I wanted to look up and read to you the definition of matriarchy. And it states, a family, group, or state governed by a matriarch. Number 2, a system of social organization in which descendants and inheritance are traced through the female line. I don't want to keep you too long on this video, but clearly some people do not know what matriarchy means, as you will see in this video, done by Candace Owens on her interpretation of what matriarchy is.
The last maybe more than 10 years, we have been existing under a rabid matriarchy where women think that we are the ones that get to define what is and is not masculinity, that if we keep shrieking loudly about what a man should be, somebody maybe tail in between the legs listens to our every barking order, that society will be able to function. No, far from that. In fact, this toxic matriarchy that we are existing in is a bit like hell on earth right now, right? As I said to Andrew Tate in that interview, it is because Lena Dunham existed that Andrew Tate exists today, because men were told that they were nothing, because men are routinely having that narrative reinforced to them by the mainstream media and culture, because so many women rap about and sing about how bad men are, because they make a mockery of relationships, because we talk about feminism, toxic brand of feminism that really is about mocking men and making them feel.
What she clearly does not know is that over the years, men have been giving up these responsibilities of a nuclear family and the opportunities that patriarchy has given them to be of importance to a family body. And I'll show you that here. There's so many women whom, when they hear that a man cooks, he takes care of himself, he takes care of the home, he helps out with the children. That is like almost an anomaly. And we know it's an anomaly because when it is heard of, most people are in shock. So we know already that just from share communication and talking with other people in family bonds, men have never really taken a more proactive position at a home. Usually it is the wife or the mother or the girlfriend. She takes on more responsibility at the home. So as you can see, men, they always take a back seat to making a relationship and making that a situation really work functionally well. So this here graph really shows us how today we're seeing how these things are being manifested as people get older. While 28% does not seem like a lot in the whole scope of 100%, think of it in the scope of millions. 28% of millions of people in the United States at the ripe age of 40 years and over have never been married. Wow! And that is a large number If you don't believe me, it is a large number. But what does that say? That means that either one of two things. Marriage may be too much of a responsibility that people want to take on. The whole idea of a nuclear family, in the mindset that we think of it today, is not something that it comes off easily for many people. And in this next graph, you'll see that there needs to be a deliberate push to get people to drink the nuclear family tea and get into a marriage. Check it out. I found this graph so fascinating because while the whole point of the graph is to show that there is an increase of unmarried 40-year-olds and older, it also shows on the flip side that there was another decline in the 1900s. It was massive. And I would like to see what it was 1900s and even earlier to get a sense of like what was really happening. But I will show you a couple of ads that definitely show the deliberate push and advertisement that was needed to get women and men on the bandwagon of getting married. It was just on another level, the ads. I had to scroll through a lot of them. It was just a lot. And so to tell people that this is something that comes natural to people, it's all a lie. There has to be campaign. It had to be pushed so that people can actually buy the Kool-Aid. So instead of looking at the philosophies of people like Candace Owens, I decided to take my life experiences and what I've seen on the outside world and take it and put it in a little blender in my brain and decided to look up more on matriarchy. But before I move forward, I just want to wrap up what I just spoke about. So what I just understood from my experience, from stats and from facts and from data, is that men do not in general want to pick up the roles of taking care of family. That is something that does not come naturally to most men, and nothing is wrong with that, because I'm here to just say it as I see it, and it is what it is. Being a woman is a lot of work. It's hard work. It's a lot of work. We get it. However, there needs to be some changes. And this is where me talking about matriarchy comes to play. And finally, stay tuned for the next episode where I delve into a matriarchal society that kind of resembles what we already know, but it's just called a matriarchal society or matrilineal, and they've put some things in place to allow it to work. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next one.